Today, we're going to talk about bonus strategies for tax advantage exits. Before we get started, I want to issue a very, very serious disclaimer. I am not an accountant. Please speak with your tax professional. What I'm providing here is basic background and foundational information about tax advantage exits so that you can ask the right questions to your financial advisor. That being said, let's talk about using a 1031 exchange effectively. For many property owners, they just want to sell their property, pay the taxes, and move on. But there are ways to defer capital gains potentially indefinitely. Here's how to use a 1031 exchange. From the time your property goes under contract, you must declare your intent to use a 1031 exchange. By the time of closing, you need to identify 3 replacement properties. Then you have 45 days to officially identify those properties from the day of closing. And then you have 6 months from the day of closing to actually close on 1 or more of those 3 properties. Now, it's smart to get started before closing and make sure all the necessary paperwork is in order. Very, very important. A common question is, what exactly gets taxed in a 1031 exchange? If you opt for seller financing rather than a full 1031 exchange, you might still owe taxes on the proceeds from seller financing. If you receive money up front, you may owe taxes on that portion. Installment sales, you don't pay all the taxes in the year of sale. Instead, you pay capital gains over time as you receive payments. There's been some code that has changed on that, so make sure you speak to your CPA specifically when it comes to installment sales. Interest income, any interest you receive from the buyer is considered ordinary income and must be reported. Capital gains, these are taxed incrementally as you receive principal payments. And then depreciation recapture. If the asset was depreciated, this portion typically cannot be deferred and is taxed in the year of the sale. These are just some things to consider and to ask your CPA about.